So we have reviewed how the skills lead to different job titles across 6 functions, how the culture leads to specific employers across different sectors. Now it's time for you to understand which industries or impact areas you want to focus your next job search on. Now it's important to understand that this is a non-linear process. This means that you will change your careers a number of times. The Department of Labor in the US stated that its research led it to believe that a job move is about 25 months. So as you're looking at your triple fit, just remember that you outlining those priorities is for about 25 months. You can change your mind after that. And that's been very hard for many of our students because they feel that they have to stay within an industry forever. That is no longer true. In fact, one of my main missions through More Than Money Careers is cure you of the notion that you only can have one passion. And follow your passion, the money will come. That is an outdated belief that no longer works in 21st century types of job search and career development. Instead, what we're going to be helping you do is prioritize your passions. Because you have more than one passion, everybody does. And as a result of that, we need to organize and prioritize your passions so that you can allocate the right time and the right energy towards each of your passions so that you can honor them, and as a result of that, feel energized. So how do you do that? Well, we devised the Passions Mosaic Exercise to help you articulate and really invest in each of your passions. I'm going to share mine with you, and we'll encourage you to build your own and then update it every 6 months as you learn more about yourself and what's out there. Mine, that is this one that has been the results of multiple iterations and will probably change in the future, includes brain plasticity. I'm completely passionate about understanding the process by which our brain rewires itself as a result of experience. The moment I learned there was such a principle and empirical evidence for it, I was hooked. I also have a passion for helping others make informed career decisions. I have a passion for the NBA, which I will come back to later, and I want to increase the use of contraceptives among youth. If you push me on that, I want to eradicate unplanned pregnancies among teenagers. That's my goal. And then first-generation college students, I was one myself. If I can help another first-generation college students, I will do it. Now, you can take a moment to just identify 2 to 5 passions of yours. Problem solving is not a passion. Consulting is not a passion. Programming or coding is not a passion. What I want is an issue or injustice that really gets you fired up. So let me give you an example. One of my students who was in supply chain came to see me, and we were talking about some of his passions. And optimization is not a passion either, it's a skill. So he was, okay, what do I want to optimize? Well, I went to Asia, he told me, and I saw those fishermen. And they were taking sharks out of the water, cutting their dorsal fin off, releasing the shark in the water to die, and would use the shark fins to make shark fin soup. I never want to see that again, and I want to do something about this. The more specific he got about his passion, the more it helped me, his coach, understand him, see the passion, and help him find the right team so that he can investigate the right employers. Of course, he got much better results in an advanced people search on LinkedIn or even a Google search if he typed in shark conservation instead of animal conservation. You get my point. The more specific you are about your passions, the easier it's going to be for you. That's okay. You get my point. The more specific you are about your passions, the easier it's going to be for you to find people who share your passions and are willing to help you by mentoring you or sponsoring you for jobs that they might become aware of. Now, understanding your passions is only one step in that direction. And again, you can iterate on this and change your passions as you see fit. Nothing is set in stone except your sense of clarity and your priorities. Now, as you think about your 4 or 5 passions, think about how you invested in them in the past. Of course, a clear investment within the context of your career is turning a passion into a money-making job or venture. In my case, I was a brain scientist until 2004. And then after my postdoc, I changed and I became a career coach, first at Brown, then at Indiana, and now through More Than Money Careers. And I'm hoping in the future that this will remain my career. If you cannot turn one of your passions into a career move, what else can you do? Well, you can volunteer or give time or learn about that issue on your own time. For example, I still review grants and go to conferences, and I keep reading about brain plasticity because it's a process I'm fascinated by. Whether I get paid or not, I'm still going to want to learn about this topic. Another thing that I was doing is providing career advice. I was a career counselor even before I knew that people could get paid for that. And I kept advising undergrads on whether they should go to graduate school in neuroscience. I advised friends on which postdoc to take on, those kinds of things. I'm a Knicks fan, and over the last decade, I have not been very busy watching them during the playoffs, but hey, I'll keep being a Knicks fan no matter what. In terms of contraceptive, there's not a whole lot I can do, but when there are policies that are really going to get me reeled up, I'll be the first one on change.org and helping my friends raise funds or sign petitions in order to do something meaningful within that area. And for first generation college students, I try to advise, I serve on boards that are connected to that passion so that I invest time, but also make connections and learn industry specific terms that if I ever wanted to make that more of a money-making endeavor, I would be ready to do so. So if you can't turn one of your passions into a career, and if you can't give much of your time, there is a third way to honor your passions, and it is really aligning your dollar with your values. And so I use Planned Parenthood services, I make donations, and it's also when you can really put your values at the forefront and bypass some purchases and purchase other things, although it might cost you a little bit more. Now, what's really important for you to understand is that you can use your Passions Mosaic as a tool for decision making, because you will have more requests coming your way than you can honor. That's the nature of life. But if you have clarity about your priorities, you can make better decisions about what to say yes to and what to say no to. For example, I received a request from a friend who wanted to know whether I wanted to be on the board for an impact investing foundation who wanted to grow their portfolio of project-related investments, or PRIs, within the for-profit industries. So I'm versed in impact investing. I have several friends in the field, and I could help them strategically think about how that fund would be managed and how the money would be deployed. They were focused on healthcare. Access to healthcare for poor communities was their focus. It is not part of my first 5. So what I did is felt free to say no, but referred them to a friend that I knew had a passion for healthcare access for underprivileged populations, and he's now on their board in my place. I'm awful at saying no, but this gets me a lot better at saying no. If you're a student or an emerging leader, you might have gone to things or volunteered for things on your campus, student groups, student events, not because you were particularly interested in them, but just because they were there. This is a cure for that, giving you permission to really focus on what you want to do. Because the more you focus on this, the better the mentoring relationships you're actually going to make, the more you will tap into the hidden job markets of jobs you actually like doing, and the more you will save yourself time and energy so that you can really focus on building an impact career that fits you. Also, it's important for you to rank the different career paths and industries based on your own priorities, and revisit those every 6 months. On our website, we have 179 impact areas or industries that include traditional industries such as high-tech, consulting, iBanking, but also many of the others that are not anywhere present in a single website that we know of. So we actually build that website for you so that you can get access to career trends, employer directories, as well as LinkedIn groups, so that you can find mentors and sponsors and have access to jobs before they become available on job boards through our website.